Hello, everyone. This is Chris Sciria and
This is Robert Harding, yeah.
and we are doing the video segment of our Punt, Pass, and Chat podcast. This is the video segment of the podcast, I guess you could say. And we appreciate you joining us. And these are our pick six for this coming week number 2 of the National Football League schedule. And we'll just do a quick little recap of last week. I was 4-2. Robert was 2-4. So
he likes to rub that in.
Yeah, I mean, I got lucky, I guess. Although I am going to take a lot of credit for picking the Cowboys to win that home opener against the Giants. But that's the past. This is the present, and we're going to do our picks for week 2 now.
So first up, we have the Redskins at Packers. Sunday at 1 o'clock, one of the 1 o'clock games. I'm taking the Packers in this one. Obviously, they're at home. I'm taking them 31-24 over the Redskins. I think it'll be a good game with the two very good NFC teams going at it. But I think the Packers at home, always dangerous. I think they're going to want to rebound after that loss to San Francisco last week.
Exactly, and I'm picking the Packers too. I can't see them losing a home opener at Lambeau Field, going 0-2. This is too good a team to go 0-2. I mean, it's a tough opening 2 games. I think that last week we discovered that the Redskins are not the team that we thought they are. That RG3, he may say he's healthy, but he's not the player that he was last year. And their defense is not as good as it was last year. So I can't see the Packers losing this game. They don't want to go 0-2. They're gonna find a way to win this game, and I think they're going to win it, like he said, around 31-24. I think they're going to score about 30 points.
Like he said. Come on.
I'm giving you a compliment. Take it.
So next up, we have Chris Sciaria's Dolphins traveling to Indianapolis to play the Colts. Colts obviously a very good AFC South team. Dolphins, though, won last week. So who you got in this one?
Well, Miami has a very tough schedule to start the season, and they did beat the Browns, although I don't think offensively they looked as good as the number of points they scored indicates. They scored 23 points, but there were 3 field goals. Offensively, their offensive line is not blocking worth anything. They only had 20 yards rushing last week. It's unacceptable. You have to do better in the NFL running the football. So Indianapolis played them last year at home, and Luck had, I think, the best yardage for a rookie quarterback ever. He had 420 yards passing. I could see this happening again. Miami's pass rush is top-notch. I think it may be the best in the league. Cameron Wake, I think, has already earned a spot in the Pro Bowl from what he did against Cleveland last week. But Miami's defensive backs and secondary and their safety, not as bad as last year. They are improved from last year, but I still think Luck is going to dominate them. And I think Miami's offense is not going to be able to keep up because of the running game, and I see Indianapolis winning this game 28-14.
Wow. I actually have the Dolphins doing a little bit better than that. I'm not picking them to win, though. Not picking them to win. I have the Colts beating them 23-17 for the reason you mentioned with the pass rush. I think as long as they do that and they can, give Andrew Luck a few headaches Sunday, they can stay in the game. I think Indianapolis is just a little bit better and that they can, finish the job and beat the Dolphins. But I think it'll be a close game. I had 23-17 again. I think the Dolphins showed us a little something last week. I know that's tough to imagine coming from a Bills fan, but the Dolphins showed us, they have some decent weapons on offense. If they can get the running game going, that's just another dimension, and they have a decent defense. So if they can get all those pieces going, it'll be a tough time for the Colts on Sunday.
Our next game is Carolina at Buffalo. That's Robert's Bills, by the way. And I like Buffalo in this game. I think that they showed some moxie, if you want to go there, against the Patriots last week. They were in that game to the very end. I think E.J. Manuel had a solid NFL debut. They're home again. And the Panthers, this is a team that we discussed in the past that Cam Newton is a very good quarterback, but they're not there yet. And this is a team that the Bills are very capable of beating and should win at home, and they should walk away with maybe a 20-17. Another close game. Could be decided on the final play again, but I see them winning this game around 20-17, around that margin.
Yeah, I have the Bills winning 27-20, not just because they're the Bills.
Right. No, I know.
Team, yeah. But, I think Carolina, as good as Cam Newton is, he doesn't have a lot of other weapons on offense. Defense is good. They showed that last week against Seattle. They were able to stop the running game. Marshawn Lynch only had 40 yards or something. But Seattle did have success throwing the ball against them, which I think that could play, to the Bills' advantage this week. They have a decent core of wide receivers there. Rookie quarterback, but if they can get the passing game going, I think it's going to be a tough time for Carolina. And of course, if the Bills can get the running game going, which they didn't have last week.
No, C.J. Spiller was very upset with himself.
Yeah, that will be a factor too. But I have the Bills winning 27-20. I think it'll be close, though. I think it'll be, this will be decided late in the fourth quarter. A good drive will be the difference in this one. So go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was going to say our next game is Denver at the Giants and
Manning Bowl.
The Manning Bowl, yep, and it's Peyton versus Eli. This is a very interesting game. It's so easy to pick Denver in this game. They played lights out last week against the Ravens. I mean, Peyton Manning throws 7 touchdown passes, ties an NFL record. I mean, how can you not pick this team? I mean, they were literally perfection on offense last week. But you know something? I'll tell you this: the Giants. Tom Coughlin is not going to let his team play as bad as they did against the Cowboys 2 weeks in a row. I can't see them having another horrible game. And I really think Eli, being the little brother, wants to show up big brother. And I think he was bothered by his performance. And I think this is a guy who was a pro's pro, and he's going to step up, and he's going to have a great game. Victor Cruz got lost in the shuffle last week.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2 touchdown catches, I believe, at least 2, I know.
I think he had 3.
He had 3. There you go. See, 3.
Even better.
And I think that those two are going to hook up, and I can see the Giants pulling out a very close win, maybe 27-24, or maybe it'll be in the 30s. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a 38-35 shootout. Maybe I think now you're right. Now thinking about it a little bit, 38-35 sounds better. I really see the Giants coming back. They're going to clean it up, not have as many turnovers, and they're going to beat the Broncos.
Well, Kristen Wolford, one of the Citizen Sports reporters, will be happy with you this week and not with me in picking the Broncos against her team, the Giants. Taking the Broncos 34-17, and here's why. I'm a little worried about, after last week, the Giants, while they almost came back and beat Dallas, I'm a little worried about them, with the turnovers, the running game, and I don't see that running game. I think the turnovers they can square away in a week. A lot can change in a week. But the running game seems to be a project. With David Wilson and his fumble issues, that's not something that you're going to fix overnight. And while they did bring in Brandon Jacobs, I mean, he's going to need some time to fit in, I think, and adjust. I'm sure the playbook's a little different than the last time he was with the Giants. So, the running game's going to take some time to fix, and that puts a lot more pressure on Eli Manning to throw to Victor Cruz and Akeem Nicks and Brandon Myers and Ruben Randall. He's got decent weapons there, but I think that, on the other side, you've got the Broncos, you have Peyton, with a whole slew. You've got Welker and Julius Thomas now, this, up-and-coming tight end, and, Eric Decker and Demaryius Thomas there as well. This is going to be a tough game for the Giants, which is why I went with the Broncos in this one.
Our next game is the 49ers at the Seahawks. I think competitive-wise, this is the best game of the week by far. And I really think you could toss a coin up with this game. I mean, both teams are very even when it comes to their offenses and their defenses. I think that the home field in Seattle is the difference here. I mean, their fans are going to be very loud, very rowdy, and it's going to be very difficult for San Francisco. And I see Seattle winning a 27-24 game. Like I said, they're not going to lose a game on their home field. I think they're going to go 8-0. In Seattle this season. That's how much of a home field advantage this team has.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. Great NFC West battle here. Seahawks, a very good team. My Super Bowl pick against the 49ers, a team I think we both have going to the NFC title game, to include our predictions in there a little bit. I'm taking the 49ers in this one. I think Kaepernick showed us last week that he's not just a running threat. He can throw the ball as well. Russell Wilson's a little bit, like that as well. So this will be a nice duel between two young quarterbacks. I'm going to take the 49ers. I think they're going to win it maybe on the last possession, late in the fourth quarter. One of these close games. I think it's going to be fun to watch, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
2 good defenses. You've got 2 great offenses. Last week we saw what Kaepernick was able to do with Anquan Bolden. These are 2 teams that you're going to be wanting to keep an eye on throughout the season. They're going to be contenders. But I'm taking the 49ers in this one, again, 24-20. I just think that they'll have that last possession, that little advantage at the end that puts them over the top.
Our last game is the Monday night game. That's Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. And it is tough times for Steelers fans, and I know a few, and I know they've got to be suffering. You know, team's banged up. They don't have the depth they used to. They got knocked around by Tennessee last week. They're going to Cincinnati. Cincinnati is the, I guess you could say the dark horse in the AFC. They're favored to win their division against the Ravens, or be right in there, be a wild card maybe. And this is their home opener. They went 0-1 losing in Chicago last week. They're in a must-win position. I can't see them losing this game against the Steelers. I just think that they're a better team than Pittsburgh right now. Right now they're just playing better. They were competitive against the Bears. They had an 11-point lead against the Bears in that game, and they let it go. So I think it's a must-win for them. They're just a better team than Pittsburgh, and I think they're going to win this game. I have a friend who's a big Bengals fan. His name's Frank Berwinzik. I'm going to throw that out there. And I really see that they're going to win this game 35-10. I think they're absolutely going to kick Pittsburgh's what.
Rear end.
Yeah.
For you kids out there.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had the Steelers scoring 10-2, but I have the Bengals scoring 23, so that tells you who wins that one. The Steelers are just a mess. Pouncey's hurt now, their center. That screws up their whole line, in my opinion. I mean, they really don't have much of a line to begin with, and then to lose him is just a huge blow. And then the running game, I mean, where is it?
They don't have one right now.
I believe they brought Jonathan Dwyer back in. I mean, that's how desperate they are. And Le'Veon Bell is out with injury. I mean, they're really struggling right now. Of course, they lost Mike Wallace to your beloved Miami Dolphins. So, they're missing a lot of pieces here. It's going to be a long season if they play anything like they did last week against Tennessee. And this week I have the Bengals beating them 23-10 on that Monday night game. I just think the Steelers really aren't a match, for anyone right now.
No, they just don't have the talent that Cincinnati does right now. I mean, the tide turns. I mean, you can't stay dominant forever. Steelers have had a good long run at the upper echelon of the NFL. It's now Cincinnati's turn to take their place. So.
Great.
I think that about wraps it up, Robert.
That wraps it up. Yeah, we'll be back next week again with the Punt, Pass, and Chat podcast on every Thursday, and then again with our weekly picks on Friday. So until then, we'll see you later.
Thanks, everybody.